Hey everybody, today we're going to work on my black ghost knifefish tank. All I'm really going to do is a water change and some basic maintenance while I'm in there. I'll probably work on the filter today. It's been forever since I've done anything on the filter, so I guess it's time to get in there and do it whenever. I can't really remember how long it's been. It's probably been long enough. So this is probably going to be the full water change, filter, the whole 9 yards. I doubt I'll video all that because there's not really anything to show you while I'm doing the video. If anything does crop up, I will certainly get a video of it. One of the things I do want to point out that I'm going to be doing in here is this tank always has cyanobacteria growing in it, and it's just kind of one of those things I always deal with. If you look in the back, up on the fern, you'll see those thick green mats. You can even see one of them has broken loose, and if you look down between the rocks down there, you can see a thick green mat just lying in the bottom. And then of course on the woodwork back there, it's hard to see because this tank is so overgrown, but if you can see on the woodwork in the back there, the piece to the left sticking up has really thick, dense mats of green hanging on it. There it is. I knew I'd get it in the camera somewhere. If you see all those thick, hairy, green looking mats growing on that stuff back there, you can see the one up by the surface has that thick, nasty green stuff floating on it. That's a cyanobacteria. It'll come out in big clumps. I'll be able to get my hands in there and just pick globs of that out. And I have to do that from time to time as it builds up. And again, it's no big deal. It's just part of keeping on top of the maintenance of this tank. One of these days I'll probably get in there and do some blue-green slime stain remover treatment. But it's just one of those things that doesn't bother me. It doesn't really build up to levels that are, any kind of concern for me. The other thing I'm probably going to do is trim back some of those temple plants right here in the front. And then I might get in and do a little bit of work thinning out some of the plants here, because you can see they're getting pretty lush and overgrown. And I'll have to get in and thin some of that out just to let some more light get into the bottom of this tank. So I'm going to get started. There's your before. And there's your after. So nothing really to talk about. Just got in there, did what I said I was going to do. I wiped the glass down. I vacuumed out a bunch of that green slime cyanobacteria. I trimmed up those temple plants a little bit. And then I removed any little dying dead bits off of any other plants, any little trimming up I needed to do, and that was about it. Just a basic water change. The one thing I will say I noticed when I was in there is when I was cleaning the filter, I do have a Sun canister filter, and it too, like my other filters, is beginning to deteriorate on the inside from the UV light. So I've shot some video about that in the past. I have spoken with the customer service people at Sun, and I've pretty much given up on my quest to get any help from customer service. So soon I will be shooting a video about my experience and about what problems I'm having and that sort of thing. I think the next water change I do, where I get into whatever tank I'm going to be working on, when it's due for a filter change, the next filter change I do, we'll have a nice little discussion about my Sun canister filters and my experience with customer service after I had issues with them. Other than that, nothing again to speak of. My black ghost knifefish is still in there, is still alive and well, but is still very shy. One thing I did do while I was in there, now that I'm thinking about it, is I turned the temperature on my heater up just a little bit. I noticed that the temperature in this tank was still really cool. This is the tank that had the heater fail on me recently. And the new heater I put in, I never really got the temperature adjusted where I wanted it. I just sort of put it in there and adjusted it so that it wasn't too warm. But I suspect that the way I had it set, it was still sitting at room temperature. When I drained the tank, I noticed that I did a very large water change and a lot of the heater was exposed. And if it was set for anything above room temperature, it would have come on. And it did not. It was still off. So once I refilled the tank, I actually refilled the tank with slightly warmer water. And then I had to actually crank the heater up a little until I finally got it to come on which indicated I was at about the right temperature, and the heater said 72 degrees. So we're going to give it a little while, and then we're going to take the temperature on this tank tomorrow, and we're going to try to work it up to maybe 77 degrees or somewhere around there. And I'm wondering if that won't make my black ghost knifefish more active, and we won't see more of it if I warm this tank up a little bit, because this tank has been at or near room temperature between maybe 70 and 73 degrees for a very long time now. So we're going to bring it up to maybe 77 degrees and see if that doesn't have an impact on the activity level of my black ghost knifefish. So make sure you're subscribed, that way you won't miss any of those videos coming up, you won't miss any of my filter video coming up, and I do lots and lots of other stuff, and you never know what you're going to get with me. So this is my black ghost knifefish tank. Thanks again for watching, hope you enjoyed. See you real soon on the next one.